Hey Two-Wheeled friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode on the ferry. It's ferry day! I just got done concluding the video of lane position, stopped and got some fuel, and this motorcycle barely turned over and started, which really surprised me because I've been riding this thing for about, I don't know, about a half hour, shut it off. Well, that's not something you catch on video every day. Kind of cool. But it did not want to crank over very well. So I'm thinking I am in need of a new motorcycle battery. Never even researched any, so let's roll the intro. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on with this bike, and you can give some recommendations down below. I used to lean in this corner. Hey kitty! So that corner, I can lean really hard on all the bikes except for this one. This one will scrape the tailpipe. So anybody who's been kind of watching since this Honda Ferry has been in the garage knows that this motorcycle sat for a couple of years. It wasn't on a battery tender, and I'm thinking that's just kind of slowly drained this battery. I've probably been on borrowed time riding the way it is, kind of, I guess, just taking the chance of getting stranded somewhere. But what's been happening is, and it happened this time, which I had to clear the trip odometer the way it is because I got fuel, and I'd like to kind of know where I'm at for miles and all that. I did only just put a couple gallons in, so I could have rode more, but I didn't want to get off work at 9 o'clock tomorrow night and then have to figure out like, oh, I got to stop and put some fuel in. But it just barely turned over. I just kind of kept holding the starter, and it started, but it zeroes out the clock and both of the trip odometers. Is that a battery? Those of you who have a Honda Ferry, I guess any motorcycle, a Honda Shadow, would probably qualify for this question as well. Does that sound like a battery to you, or does it sound like something else? And what would you recommend for a battery? All right, well, a deer. Saw that deer from a while back. Just kind of watching, making sure it's the only one. It's like an opening in the fence, so it knows it can get through there. But do you go to your Honda dealership and buy, I don't know, is it a Honda battery? Does Honda make their own batteries for these motorcycles? I mean, I'm just kind of shooting from the hip on this because I have not researched batteries. I haven't pulled the seat off to look to see what this even has for a battery. How hard is it to change a battery on this Honda? How about that? Is it just going to be right there? I just unhook everything, pop it out, drop a new one in, hook it all up, and away we go? Should I do like a reverse installation, so taking it out? What do you call that? An install video, but you got to take one out first. So an install video of the battery. Should I just wing it? I'm just curious. I think that the Shadow, I mean, I've had that bike for a while. I would think that battery would probably be the same as this battery. I mean, I know there's a little bit different stuff with this motorcycle, but is that the same? So let's see, what do you got? You got lead, acid, and then you got lithium. Is that how these work? Mrs.TWOWHEELD put a new battery on her Heritage a while back. She had the help from the guys at Harley Davidson. I've never had to install a battery. I know that battery was really difficult to install. It's like really tight in between the frame, so I don't know what kind of project I'd even be getting into. And yes, I know I can do a Google search. I can get online and find a battery and put one in. I do have a subscriber who's become a friend that lives out in the Black Hills, that on his motorcycle, his battery wasn't that old, and one of the posts just completely broke off. It was just out riding and it just snapped. So I don't want to get any kind of junk battery. I've had companies that have reached out to me in the past of saying, hey, we will send you a new battery for your motorcycle if you do a video on it. And I've never really needed a new battery to do that. But now I'm in this situation of like, maybe I should reach out to one of those companies and be like, hey, send me a battery. I'll test it out. I know any kind of motorcycle battery that's over like 5 years old has some age. Anything over 3 years is getting to be where you should start kind of watching to change. I am pretty sure the battery on my Road King is stock. That's a 2019. My 2007 Honda Shadow, I have no idea. I've owned that motorcycle since 2019 and have not changed the battery on it. I keep it on a battery tender all winter long, and I think maintenance makes a big difference when it comes to batteries. So yeah, leave your recommendations down below of what you would say a good battery manufacturer is. Those of you who have a Honda Fury especially. And this could just be a nice short little video. Have you ever been stuck somewhere because your battery didn't hold up? You're traveling and all of a sudden, I got no battery. Bike won't start. Have you ever done the push start? How well does that work? It's a beautiful day. Beautiful September day. If it stayed like this all winter long, I'd be perfectly content, but I know that's not going to happen. It's South Dakota. I've lived here long enough. I've lived here for 44 years. And know that winter comes. That's the other thing. Do I want to put a new battery in before winter, or do I just try to get by, put a new battery in like late winter, early spring, so that way I'm good for the winter, or for the winter, that way I'm good for the summer? I need to wash this Honda Fury. I've been riding it so long, rode on some wet roads and some rain. It's definitely dirty, and I'm out riding and taking all these pictures for consecutive days of riding, and I'm just taking pictures of a dirty motorcycle. But I guess if you're riding, they get dirty, right? I'm gonna see if I can get into the state park here and just take a picture. I don't know if they're still there trying to take admission. It's like, I'm just wanting a photo. But I think I'm just gonna wrap this video up, because otherwise it's just gonna be rambling nonsense. If you ride a Honda Fury, let me know down in the comments below what you run for a battery. I want to know your recommendations, and then eventually we will put a battery in this. I don't know if I'll do an install video or we'll just put it in and then I'll tell you I did it, but leave your comment down below. If you are new to the channel, go down, subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified for future uploads and activities. Give this video a big thumbs up, and until the next time, two-wheeled friends, peace out, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. How about a little bit of a look at that Honda Fury for those of you who are new and haven't seen it?